Hello everyone, welcome to Mastery. It's Rosario's Academy. During our previous discussion, we have discussed how to locate the errors. Now we're going to discuss how to rectify the errors. Normally, the rectification process can be done before preparing the trial balance or while preparing the trial balance or after preparing the trial balance but before preparing the final accounts, and even after preparing the final account also, the rectification process will be continued. The reason why is, as we discussed earlier, even though we are transferring the difference amount to the suspense account in order to avoid the further delay of preparing the final accounts, error is error. So that should be rectified. So even after preparing the final account also, the balance amount would be kept as a suspense account in the balance sheet. So that should be reversed. That should be neutralized by rectifying the errors at the next financial year. So that process, the rectification process, will continue until the suspense account is getting released. So now we're going to discuss about how to rectify the error before preparing the trial balance. Before preparing the trial balance and while preparing the trial balance, for both the cases, the treatment is going to be the same. The activities and procedure is going to be the same. Okay, let us discuss. Before preparing the trial balance, if it is one-sided error, it is not necessary to pass any journal entry for the rectification. Okay, if we find one-sided error, what we have to do is we have to give the explanatory note for the accounts affected as whether the account should be further added or further credited. Normally, the one-sided error would be undercast and overcast for a particular account. Casting errors. It is one of the errors of commission. Okay, so casting errors. Casting means totaling. When we are totaling a particular account, there might be less totaled, there might be less cast or overcast. Let us have an example. Sales book is undercast by 100 rupees. So what would be the treatment? Since it is one-sided error, we need not to pass any journal entry. Rather, what we have to do here is we just give the explanatory note. Since sales book shows the credit balance, since it is undercast of rupees 100 rupees, the explanatory note should be sales account should be credited with 100 rupees. This is what the solution. Let us take another example. Sales return book is overcast by 100. Overcasting means what? 100 rupees higher than the actual value. So it should be reduced, isn't it? So we have to look at the nature of the ledger account, that is sales return. Sales return belongs to the real account category and it will also always show the debit balance, isn't it? So here book shows the overcast by 100 rupees, shows the total value of 100 rupees higher, isn't it? So it should be reduced. So what we have to do is, the solution should be, we have to give the explanatory note of book should be credited with 100 since it shows the debit balance. In order to reduce the 100 rupees from the total, we have to make the credit. So sales return book should be credited, so the overcast of 100 rupees will be neutralized for the sales return book. In the same way, suppose if we take salary account, any kind of nominal expenses account, salary account, rent account, electricity account. If we come across electricity account shows the 100 rupees overcast, then we have to reduce the 100 rupees. Since it always shows the debit balance, we have to credit. So 100 rupees should be credited. So we have to credit further EB electricity account by 100 rupees. That is how we have to treat the single-sided error before preparing the trial balance. Even during preparing the trial balance also, the procedure gonna be the same. Okay. So overcasting and undercasting, we have to know the real mean of it. That is how we have to treat the single-sided error. If we come across double-sided error, if both the accounts should be changed, should be rectified, then it is termed as double-sided error. That time we have to give the journal entry. Sold goods to Anand of ₹1,000 on credit has failed to record in the sales book. So that time we have to give the journal entry. Sales account data to Anand account, that we have to give rectification entry. In the same way, machinery purchased wrongly debited with the purchase account. So here the affected accounts are purchase account and machinery account, isn't it? So both the accounts should be altered. So instead of debiting in machinery account, they have debited with the purchase account. So purchase account should be removed and machinery account should be added. So the entry would be machinery account data so and so to for removing purchase account, isn't it? For removing. So here we have removed the purchase account and we have added the machinery account. So error now rectified. So that is how we have to treat the double-sided error. If you have the single-sided error, then it is not, as we discussed earlier, it is not necessary to pass the journal entry like this. What we have to do, we have to give the explanatory note. Take an example. Rent paid account shows less cast by ₹100. Shows less cast. So less casting means what? We have to add. So what is the nature of, we should check what is the nature of the account. So rent paid, rent account belongs to the nominal account category, debit all expenses and losses. So rent account always will show the debit balance. So here is ₹100 short. So we have to add. So which means that the solution would be rent account should be added with ₹100, isn't it? Let us take another example. So far we have seen the casting error. Suppose if we come across an error called carry forwarding errors. When we are carrying forward the purchase account, it is less cast by ₹100. So when we are carrying forward to the next page, it is less cast, which means that we have to add more. They have reduced ₹100. So it should be added. So again we have to make the further debit. So the explanatory note should be purchase account should be debited with ₹100. So that is how we have to treat when we are carrying forward the account. That time also the overcasting and less casting error may be committed. And let us have one more example. Wages paid to Raja wrongly debited in Raja account. Okay, so salary paid to Raja of ₹1,000, imagine, wrongly debited with Raja account. Wrongly debited with his account. Okay, so this is double-sided error. Okay, so what we have to do, salary paid, what would be the right entry? Salary account data to cash account. So what happened here is salary paid to Raja of ₹1,000. Instead of debiting the salary account, they have debited with the Raja account, isn't it? So Raja account should be removed and salary account should be added. So here we have to give the journal entry like this. So salary account debtor 1,000 to, for the removal, to Raja account, isn't it? 1000. So here wrong entry has been rectified. Error has been rectified. Okay, that is how we have to rectify the errors. I hope you must have understood. Thank you so much for watching.